Hey guys, Bitmain Mining here. Hope you're doing well, having a really great day this video. Alright, I have received one of these new Hammer Miner Scrypt. This is mainly tended towards, I guess, solo mining Dogecoin and not Bitcoin, okay? Bitcoin's algorithm is SHA-256, but for this is tailored towards the Scrypt algorithm. So I believe this has two BM1391AA chips. These are the chips from a Bitmain Antminer L9, a notorious script miner for Litecoin mining and then merge mining Dogecoin and a bunch of other merge mineable coins. So two chips, which makes sense because this Hammer Miner does what, 105, 110 mega hash at about 25 watts. So that is pretty much the same efficiency as an Antminer L9. We will verify that later on. I'm going to use a watt meter here. We'll see how much power this thing takes. So it's got the LilyGo screen, and it looks like it's got a pretty hefty heatsink on here with a, by the looks of it, like a 40 mil fan, not an 80 mil or 120 mil. So I'm curious how loud this thing is going to be, but I think I have a beta version and the production models will come with a different fan. All right, so thank you to Helium Deploy for sending me this Hammer Miner to review for you guys. Right now they're having a Christmas sale and it's a 2-for-1. So if you buy 2 of these Hammer Miners, you get 1 for free. So the price combined is about $650 to $700 for 3 of these little Hammer Miners, which is mainly meant to solo mine Dogecoin because of how much low power this thing uses. Link down below if you guys are interested. Quick pause, we're actually giving away one of these Hammer Miners on January 2nd. So all you guys gotta do, comment down below your guys' thoughts about this Hammer Miner Scrypt miner, as well as like the video, and I have a Gleam link down below for you guys to just get your entries in as well. That's how we're gonna be choosing the winner. So thank you to Helium Deploy for this giveaway to the community. Okay, so let's get this thing on. I do have the power supply here. Did come with a, what is this? A 60 watt power supply. As you guys can see here, 60 watts, 12 volt, so it's 12 volt device at 5 amps, 60 watt max power supply. All right, well, that's okay because this thing's gonna apparently take about 25 watts. We will verify that. PlebSource looking 3D printed stand here. So I believe PlebSource was the creator of the Hammer Miner, which is really cool because PlebSource is a legit company out of Texas, USA, where they in-house make their miners there and sell a lot of, you know, Bitcoin miners as well. Okay, I'm just taking out these screws and then we're going to put in the Hammer Miner just like this. Now it's nicely seated in the stand. I gotta take out the screen just so I can screw in the screws real quick here. Okay, it's screwed in. Let me put the screen back in and let's turn this baby on. All right, power supply. We're gonna see how much power this thing is going to take at the wall. All right, so while I'm doing this, let me explain here. I know a lot of people are probably thinking about, hey, Red Panda, you know, these little solo miners, it's really a lottery play. And yes, it is. And solo mining Dogecoin, it's definitely gonna be a lottery play. Exactly similar to, like, you know, these solo Bitcoin miners like a NerdQX++, or even like my Octa Axes over there, which you guys have seen videos of me making over the past week. But am I recommending everyone go out and buy these little, you know, solo miners? It all depends. If you're someone who really wants to solo mine, maybe has never gotten into crypto mining and you want a little something just to get your feet wet and you don't want to spend too much. Unlike maybe buying an actual Bitmain L9, which is like, you know, $5,000 right now and takes like 3,600 watts. While this little miner here is about, what, 200 and something dollars with that deal 2-for-1 from Helium Deploy. You get a little 25 watt miner and you're gonna try your luck by solo mining. Because pool mining with one of these things isn't gonna yield you very much at all. Very small, actually. And so that's why a lot of people are solo mining. All right, oh, look at that. Hammer Miner, let me bring you guys close. There's the screen. Okay, all right, there we go. Looks like I'm gonna have to connect to the SSID, which says the name right there. Okay, so let me get my phone out and let me set this thing up. Okay, I just connected to the Hammer Miner 5249, that's the SSID, and it's gonna come up with the captive portal or the web GUI. All right, so this is where I'm gonna put in my own Wi-Fi SSID information to connect to my Wi-Fi at home here, and then I'm gonna set up the pool. And I'm gonna input my information here. Oh, look, so they already have mining Dutch here. So that's actually the mining pool I'm actually gonna solo mine Scrypt to and then enable solo mining in mining Dutch. All right, let me get my Wi-Fi in. Okay, so it says I'm getting 104 mega hash according to the WebGUI, or 105. According to the LilyGo, it says 104. But yeah, 105, and that's what advertised hash rate that we can achieve on this. There is overclockability on this, but I will do that for another video. So we're getting shares, we're getting really good stats from the WebGUI here. The WebGUI says power draw is about 26.1 watts. Input voltage, 12.1 volt. ASIC frequency says 2300 megahertz, and the HP1 voltage says 1.27 volt. Thermals, all right, it says 42 degrees Celsius. That's pretty good. The fan speed is at 50% or 7,000 RPM, which, again, I have the first revision and it's loud. It's definitely a loud fan. You guys can probably hear it. But it is connected to Mining-Dutch for me. Just to show you here, I have a Hammer Miner connected to Mining-Dutch. I'm already solo mining, and I actually have it on multi-port solo mining on Mining-Dutch, okay? So you can actually choose which coin. You can actually do individual coin, but I'm doing multi-port on the Hammer Miner. So it's finding shares, the hash rate is there. Okay, it looks like, yeah, it just ramped up. It just connected, so I am solo mining on Mining-Dutch right now. Yeah, look at this. Okay, so yeah, this is pretty cool. You guys can see the LilyGo here screen. Even shows the information here. We can also cycle through here. I can actually turn it off. That's the button to turn it off. This button here is to switch between more different stats here, different screens. Even shows the mining pool there, which is really cool. I'm gonna go to the next screen here. Global mining stats. Okay, all right, looks like with the Litecoin, there's a Litecoin halving, the next one coming up, but Dogecoin does not have a halving. And if I were to hit a Dogecoin block, it would be, what, 10,000 Dogecoin, which would be utterly insane. I think it's about $1,500, so that would obviously pay this device off if this found a block, of course. Okay, next screen, all right, we got global mining stats, 2.81 petahash on the Litecoin network right now. That's pretty cool. Okay, the next screen here shows Dogecoin's price. That's pretty cool. Litecoin's price, the Hammer Miner's mega hash, and the temperature. That's really cool, actually. Okay, and then back to this stats, the power stats there. Okay, so it does say 26 watts in here in the Hammer Miner itself, but at my watt meter, it says 39.6 watts. I think I have a broken watt meter. Let me switch this out for my kilowatt. Let me just see if there's a difference. Okay, I have a different watt meter here. Okay, it's still, yeah, it says about 39 watts, 39.3. So if I did 39 watts divided by 105 mega hash for the script hash rate, then I would be at an efficiency of 0.37 watt per hash. So a Bitmain L9 is about 0.22, 0.23 watt per hash. So I'm definitely not getting an L9 efficiency. So I was just thinking, do these have L7 chips instead? No, I don't think so, because a typical L7 has, I think, 360 chips. So if I divide, 9,500 mega hash divided by 360, that would be about 26 mega hash per chip. So if I had two of these chips, that would be equal about 52 mega hash or so. This is getting 105. So if you did the math on a L9, which is, I think, 288 chips divided by, let's just say 16 gigahash model divided by 288. Chips. Yeah, so yeah, that would be pretty much an L9. Yeah, or maybe the 15 gigahash at 288 chips. Times this by 2, that would equal pretty much a Hammer Miner here. So this definitely does have 2 L9 chips in it, which is really cool. So this is definitely, I'd have to say, better than, there's an LG07. I don't know if you guys have seen that. I made a video about the Lucky Miner LG07 meant for solo mining Dogecoin. And that was only doing like, what, 10 or 15 mega hash or something. This is doing 105, the latest gen, right, L9 chips. So obviously more efficient, and I think it's one of a kind, right, as of right now. I don't know any other devices out there. Unlike Bitcoin, there's like so many different models out there for solo mining, like Nerd QX++s, Octa-Axes, BitX Gammas, GTs. There's so many different models out there. So in my opinion, this is like the first real script, I guess, lottery miner that's out there right now. And I'm gonna say probably coming up in the future, there's gonna be Nerd QX++ sized Hammer miners and maybe Octa-Ax sized. What, we could get like maybe a gigahash on like a Octa-Ax style Hammer miner, you know? What if that would come out in the future? I bet that's probably gonna happen. So I think this is really cool, and also the ability to just run this at, you know, under, well, I'm using about 40 watts right now. Again, better voltage for you guys. You'll probably see better numbers. But mainly for solo mining Dogecoin, I think the chances are much higher. I'll put it on the screen here. Solo mining Dogecoin if you guys wanted to on this type of smaller scale. If you're obviously a large scale miner, you have hundreds or thousands of script miners like L9s or even L7s at a much lower electricity rate, you're probably not even gonna bother with something like this. This thing is really tailored towards people that maybe have solar, maybe free power, or is just getting into crypto mining and they're looking to get their feet wet and just trying this thing out. Again, you're really not gonna make any money with this thing by pool mining, so you're not gonna get your money back in a, you know, certain amount of time unless you hit a Dogecoin block, you know, in a week or something, which you gotta be extremely lucky to do that. Actually, another thing I wanted to compare this miner to, especially if we're talking about price, okay, there are a lot of other maybe script miners out there, not really tailored towards solo mining, but there's like the Flueminer L2, which is getting over 1.2 gigahash, and you can buy those right now for, I think, about $400. Link down below if you're interested. So you're getting way more hash rate. You are using a lot more power, obviously, but I think the Flueminer L2 is a lot more efficient than, or maybe on par efficiency, depending on your voltage again, with this Hammer miner. So yeah, the Flueminer is pretty efficient. And if you're going to be solo mining, you maybe use one of those instead. Again, though, you're going to be using a couple hundred watts versus, you know, 30, 40 watts of this Hammer miner. Anyways, if you guys are interested in one of these, go check out Helium Deploy. I'll have a link down below. Again, it's a 2-for-1 deal going on right now for their Christmas special. So if you buy 2, you get another one for free. Click that link down below if you are interested. All right, my friends, let me know your guys' thoughts on this Hammer miner. And again, comment down below because we are giving one of these away. So just comment down below, hit like on that video, and I'll choose the winner on January 2nd. That's when these are shipping out. January 2nd of 2026. All right, I'll see you all in the next video. Have a good one. Peace out. Peace out.